I don't really have an interesting tour story, but this is kind of like a tour story. I was in LA in February. I did the after party for the Grammys, which was really dope. It was definitely like a career highlight, Staples Center, all of that. It was just very, very cool. And got to go to the Grammys for the first time, which was probably even as amazing as doing the party. And we're sitting there, and it was super surreal. You're like 10 rows from the stage, and all these people around you, and a who's who of everybody in music, from like Paul McCartney to Jay Z, are all right there performing. And Coldplay came out, and they did Lost, which was like, if you remember, like that was like the song that Jay Z rapped on the remix of, and that was actually, that and Beach Chair were the inspiration for me and Terry to do the Viva La Hova mixtape, which was one of the things that really started off a lot of this whole like mashup rock kind of like more eclectic stuff we're doing now, was that project. Even though Jay rapped on the regular version of Lost for that they put out, for our project, we put one of his verses over. They had a, I think it was like an iTunes like acoustic version of only piano playing Lost, and we put it over that, and it just changed the whole mode of it. It was like very emotional and very just calming and soothing, and just it really brought out a whole different tone in both his lyrics and their song. So they performed that version of the song, but nobody knew Jay was there, and it was just Chris Martin solo, and he wasn't even on stage. It was like in the middle of the crowd, piano. The whole room was just like captivated. It was like one of those beautiful music moments. And then all of a sudden, we're looking at each other. I was with my wife, and cause in our mind, we're hearing like the Jay Z verse, because that's the version we knew because it was on the mixtape, and we listened to it like all the time. And then dude just like shows up next to the piano, and he does his verse. Like, you know, obviously he did the real verse, not the verse that we blended, but it was exactly how we had it broken down on the mixtape to the T. And I was just like, wow. Like, because I knew he had heard the project, so I was like, I wonder if, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, like, BlackBerry was going crazy. Yo, he's doing your blend live on TV. And it's like, he actually really wasn't, but it was close enough that it was just like, somewhere, somehow, there were some dots connected. And I was just like, wow, maybe we're definitely on the right path to doing these things, because two of the biggest people in music, whether it was intentional or subconscious or any way you slice it, they kind of reenacted our project on the biggest stage in music. And that was just like, wow. So for me, that kind of makes everything like definitely on the right path to doing some cool things. I'm very fortunate for that.